Alright, well, if Neil doesn't want a piece of this cake, then he can just die. No, I'm just kidding. Just douchebag. We're gonna meet each other again. Anyways. Ugh. Chair sounds. So it was 6 o'clock, and I'm waiting for Angela to pick me up at home so that we can attend the opera together and have dinner afterwards with her guests of honor. I'm all dressed up, and I'm a little bit nervous as I've never been to an event like this, and will probably feel out of place, much like I felt out of place at the ball, but I have to stay strong. It's snowing, so it's hard to make out what's going on in the distance. I can hear a car pull up and see a very fancy-looking car on the street, and inside I see Angela, who waves at me, beckoning me to come over and get in. Quickly, I make my way over to the passenger seat and open the door, making myself comfortable as I slip into the seat. Everything on the inside is made from white leather. It's definitely an expensive car. It's very worn too. You ready to get bored? Asks Angela with a half-hearted laugh. I simply smile at her. I'm excited and nervous. Don't be. You probably won't even be able to follow what's going on, and the dinner won't be that exciting. But enough about that. You look lovely as always. A dress is to die for. Perfectly styled as well. I blush a little at the compliment. Angela presses the gas pedal, and we're on our way to the opera house. Ooh, she drives stick. Damn. The lobby is filled with lots of people conversing before the start of the show. Come on, let's go to our seats. Angela starts hurriedly walking towards the gates. I try my best to keep up with her while wearing high heels. We enter the auditorium, which is richly decorated with vintage designs detailed with golden flecks. In the distance is the stage. A large red curtain covers most of it. Tons of people are walking alongside the aisles, trying to get to their seats. Angela is looking at her tickets to find the right seats, and we make our way through the ocean of chairs. We end up sitting somewhere in the back, but at least the stage is in the middle. I look at the end of seats next to us. So where are your guests of honor, I ask. Fashionably late, answers Angela. The auditorium fills with more and more people as time passes. It's almost time for the show to start. That's when I hear someone call Angela's name from behind us. Angela gets up from her seat and greets two people with an air kiss. You made it. That's his parents. Oh shit. They're an older man and woman, and both dress impeccably well. They give off this rich impression. The man is very intimidating looking, executing a position of power. The woman is frail and thin, but her white skin makes her look even more vintage, like she stepped out of a painting. This is the girl I've been telling you about. This is Jay Saw. The man sticks out his hand, and I quickly step up for a handshake. Marcus. This is my wife, Evelyn. Those names click something in my head. Those are Neil's parents. I shoot a dirty look at Angela, who gives me an instant smile. Nice to meet you, I say in a low voice. I immediately take my seat again and cross my arms. Angela didn't say anything about meeting Neil's parents. Please don't let this be a part of some kind of... I'm surprised you're wearing something even remotely resembling modest this time. I look up from my seat. And somehow Neil is here. Howdy, howdy, ha. I don't know where I got that from, but dude, Neil's here. Douchebag. It's Neil. Wearing a dashing tuxedo that makes him look sophisticated, but it's most definitely Neil. Look how angry and pissed off he looks, my dude. Ugh. Angela, says Neil with a little growl after his eyes met mine. Is something the matter here? Marcus inquires. Yes, there's something the matter here. Neil looks at his father, then back at me, then finally gives Angela a deadly look. No, everything is peachy fine. Oh no, dude. Oh no. Dude, go back. Everything is peachy fine, he says sarcastically. His father doesn't pick it up. Okay. You must be Neil's fiance. It's so nice to meet you, dear. I've heard from Angela that you design your own clothes. asks Evelyn as he sits down. Yeah, I'm not his fiancé. For a few seconds, I look like a fish out of water with my mouth opening and closing at random. I'm pretty sure Angela set me up under the pretense of inviting me to the opera, when in reality she was letting me meet Neil's parents to go through the ridiculous scheme. And right after Neil said he didn't want to see me anymore, that bitch, I could kill Angela right now. I'm going to scorn her so much after this. I just want Neil. Like, I just want to get in Neil's pants and then call it a day, and we're done here. Yeah. Well, yes, I do. This dress was designed by me as well. He answered in the politest voice I can muster. It looks absolutely stunning on you. Don't you think so too, Neil? Neil, annoyed he's being asked for his opinion, simply continues to stare straight ahead of him and mumbles something in agreement. Don't you give me that kind of attitude, young man, says Evelyn in a sturdy voice. Compliment your date. It is only polite you do. It's nice to know at least his parents were trying to teach Neil some manners, because I can recall the many times it seems he left them at the door. Neil finally acknowledges me. You look nice, he says. I know he's being forced to say this. Those words sting. Neil already made it clear he doesn't want to see me, so hearing fake compliments thrown my way only makes it worse. I want to escape this hell, but I don't want to appear rude to Neil's parents, who don't really know what's going on here. It's not their fault. Angela's a conniving little... Oh, it's almost starting to sound like Neil there.
Huh.
Oh, the show's almost starting. Evelyn claps her hands to get our attention. Now let's all enjoy this evening together. Speak for yourself. There's all sorts of emotions bubbling up inside me, but I do my best to stay quiet for as long as possible. I just need to get through this, then I can leave. Crowd of people rushing in to find their seats as the red curtains open up. The auditorium quiets down. You can only hear the shuffling of fabric and footsteps. A lady wearing a very big dress walks up into the stage and stands in front of the orchestra. Then the violins start playing. It sends chills down my back. It sounds so sad. After a short intro of strings, the rest of the orchestra starts playing. The woman starts to sing. I'll be honest, I'm only half paying attention to the show. I keep thinking about Neil being here with his parents and how Angela tricked me into coming along. It's simply not something I expected of an Angela. I'm sorely disappointed in her for cooking up something like this, even though she does it every single time. I want to leave as soon as possible. The opera slowly moves along, all the while I'm sitting on edge, and it's not because of the beautiful performance. Finally, the woman stops singing and the orchestra, there's an announcement, but they'll be back in a 20-minute break. The crowd starts to leave their seats and grab something to drink or use the bathroom. I'm going to get something to drink, so I'll be right back, says Angela. She speeds right out of here. That's a great idea. I'm glaring at her back. She's running away from having to face my wrath, and that's also when I realize I'm left alone with Neil and his parents. Are you enjoying the show? Asked Evelyn politely. I still have to be polite, even though I was barely following it. Yes, I am. It's lovely. We can never get Neil to enjoy them, so I'm glad someone his age does. Neil quietly gets up from his seat. I'm getting something to drink as well. He's still being treated like a child. It's kind of weird, dude. Before Neil can leave, Evelyn pulls her son's hand and looks over to me. Are you going to offer your date something to drink as well? Be a gentleman. We're not on a date. That's the whole problem. Neil looks at me. I can see he wants to roll his eyes desperately, but he's restraining himself. Would you like to have something to drink, Jay? Shake my head no. As soon as Neil gets his answer, he leaves. I'm left alone with his parents, and it's making me feel quite awkward. So Jay, where did you meet Neil? Oh no, Evelyn is gonna ask me things about me and Neil. At least Marcus seems to be staying quiet. At a cafe, I accidentally spilled some coffee on him. Evelyn gives me a small chuckle. The old classic. I'm happy to see that it didn't sour your relationship from the start. Oh, hell yes it did, dude. I giggle nervously. That's pretty much the opposite of what happened. Me and Neil definitely got off on the wrong foot. What he thinks of me right now, I have no idea. I don't even know what to think of Neil at the moment. He's a fucking douchebag. I kind of want to strangle him though, if that counts. Excuse me, I'm going to find the bathroom, I say, so that I have an excuse to escape the questioning of Evelyn. Maybe I can find Angela and berate her for dragging me into this. I get up from my seat and leave the auditorium. There's a bunch of people standing in line to get drinks or food, but I don't spot Angela or Neil anywhere. Okay. Looking around for any bathroom signs, I suddenly feel my hand yanked on. I'm pulled aside against the wall away from the crowd. What are you doing here? Neil hisses at me. I glare at him. What are you doing here? I ask. Back and free my hand from his. Jerk. I felt like I needed to say that and added that. Neil is way too close for comfort, and it's giving me way too many conflicting feelings. Seeing him in a tuxedo instead of his regular dress shirt and vest is also throwing me for a loop. I came here with my parents. No one mentioned I was going to be on some kind of date with a fake fiance. Neil sounds completely pissed off. Well, I didn't know either, so stop making it sound like you're accusing me of something. Angela set me up. Neil backs away from me a bit and pauses to think. The angry expression on his face slowly fades into a milder one. I knew it! I knew she was going to pull you into her shenanigans. He looks at me with fierce eyes. I told you to stay away. Hey, just because you don't want to see me anymore doesn't mean I have to stop talking to Angela. She's my friend. Or was. I don't know. What she pulled right now definitely isn't acceptable. But you don't get to say and who I see or don't see. Understand I have no control over who you speak to. Perhaps I wasn't clear enough that day. Neil takes a step closer to me, trapping me with my back against the wall. If you want to live your life drama-free, then stay away from me and my lunatic of a cousin. It will only cause us trouble if you keep sticking around. I get angry in return. Having Neil say the same thing to me again, it hurt me the first time, now it's simply infuriating. Neil, you're an enigma to me. One day you want me around, the other you're chasing me away. You don't even know what you want. What right do you have for deciding that for me? I'm an adult. I can make my own decisions just fine. Oh, gee. I didn't realize you liked being around me that much. Perhaps I should send a photograph of myself and hand it over to keep you satisfied. Maybe frame it and hang it in your boutique. Sarcasm is dripping from his boutique. His voice. I said boutique twice. Oops. My face flushes red. I'm not saying that, I protest. Then what are you saying, Neil asks politely. I bite down on my lip. What am I saying? I don't know myself. This whole Neil thing was already complicated enough before we even touch each other's lips, let alone now when I'm roped into playing his fake fiance while Neil told me to stay away. I stare at Neil long and hard. I don't know what to say or formulate my thoughts. He gazes right back into my eyes, and the murmur of the crowd falls into the background. Right now, we only have eyes for each other. Something deep inside me starts to stir, and I look away from him to curb the feeling. I don't know, but I do know I don't like it when you go ahead and decide things for me. I hang my head down and fiddle with the fabric of my gown. Typical, Neil says with a huff. I should have turned around the moment I saw you sitting down in that seat. You're free to leave, I snap back. I will leave after the show ends. I'm sure I can come up with a good excuse to skip dinner. She invited you over for dinner as well? Asked Neil, sounding surprised. I didn't know it was going to be your parents, okay? But I'm not going to stick around and play house with you. Not when you eloquently told me to stay away from you. Finally sick of discussing this with Neil, I turn around, ready to to walk away and find the bathroom, but I'm stopped once more as Neil grabs my hand again. Wait, he says. I sigh in defeat and look at him in the eyes. Now what? My parents, they can't find out. Find out I'm not really your fiance, I say with a huff. At least you have some amount of brains in that head of yours. Continue insulting my intelligence, and I'm walking out of here right now, I warn him. Neil swallows, and the expression on his face softens. The hold he has on my hand relaxes as well. He covers it with his other hand in a reassuring way. My apologies. I'm a little on edge and taking it out on you when I should be taking it out on Angela. I'm a bit speechless with how fast Neil apologizes for his mean comment. I didn't expect it, not in a million years. Neil takes a deep breath. I know I told you to stay away from me, and I promise after this you won't hear from me again. However, I'm asking you if you can hold out until after the dinner before leaving. I can still salvage things afterwards. Okay, we got, aren't you out of favors here? Or pretend to be his fiance for the night only if he apologizes first. Make him apologize. Make him apologize. Put him down on his knees. Make him beg, please. Okay. Have no such obligation towards you to go along with the scheme, I see in a steady voice, especially not after you told me to stay away from you. Neil shuffles on his feet, his eyes avoiding mine. I know what I said, he mumbles, but this is only for tonight. Regardless whether it's only for tonight or for the entire year, as Angela has planned, your words are very hurtful that day, and I want a sincere apology from you before I agree to anything. I just did, he hisses at me. That wasn't an apology for what happened 2 weeks ago, and you know it, I argue back. Neil bites down on his lips, giving me a pointed and conflicted look. He starts pacing back and forth in front of me, his fingers running nervously through his black hair. He stops in his tracks, his shoulders slumping in defeat. Was it really that awful of a suggestion? He asked in a small voice. Suggestion? It wasn't much of a suggestion when you told me to stay away from you and then leave my store. What else could I have done? Neil barks out. Let Angela drag you through the mud as she is now? Definitely didn't help. I'm my own person, Neil. I have my own agency. Let me make my own choices and leave me to deal with the consequences. Don't decide it for me. There, I got it all out. The reason why I was so angry at him. He was deciding things for me when it wasn't what I wanted at all. Neil's golden eyes are wavering. He looks conflicted about something going on in his mind. If only I knew what was going on in that mind of his, things would probably be a lot easier between us. He starts, swallowing his own voice. I thought it was for the best, and yet things turned out this way. His peers through his eyelashes into what? He peers through his eyelashes into my own eyes. I feel myself holding my own breath in anticipation of what he's about to say. I'm sorry for hurting you. It wasn't my intention. I wanted to spare you the drama. Oh, damn, it's 9 o'clock. I didn't even know that. He wanted to spare me the drama by creating drama. Great thinking here, Neil. Brilliant. Nonetheless, he apologized, and it sounds sincere as well. I never expected something like this to come from Neil, of all people. Well, it certainly didn't work out that way, I say with a slight smile, but apology accepted. Neil lets out a relieved sigh. So will you please be my friend? Or fiance, dude. Other people passing by over here on the yacht. Neil's weird and suddenly start going, oh, he's proposing. Oh, well, that's funny. Because now we're going to be stuck. Both Neil and I turned red at the misunderstanding. It really did sound like a proposal. Neil backs away from me in embarrassment. Well, don't leave the people hanging, Neil bites out. What's your answer? I try to control the blush on my cheeks, reminding myself this is a fake proposal, and I think it over. He did apologize just now, and I guess pretending for one night couldn't hurt. It's kind of, well, I'm kind of happy Neil is talking to me again, finally soothing my anger towards him. Alright, but you'll owe me big time. Niels, see? What? Niels? Neil looks up at me with hopeful eyes. Really? I didn't expect you to agree. He sounds baffled. I can easily revoke my answer if you want me to. No, I can't do this without you. That was unexpected. I didn't think Neil would say something like that. Then again, there's a lot of things Neil has done in the last 5 minutes that I would never expected, especially him apologizing. Neil flashes me a genuine smile. He looks so relieved. Thank you, Jay. I really do appreciate it. Oof, a smile is way too heart-throbbing for me. He looks kind of nervous. I don't know, his eyebrows don't speak to me like that. Neil rarely smiles, so whenever he does, it's like an arrow being shot through my heart. I look away from him to calm myself down. Alright, let's head back then. That suspenseful music. End of the chapter. What kind of chapter was that?